y'all, Steven here. I'm the founder of DuFrane Watches, and this channel is usually about the brand and how I design pieces, how I go about assembling and things like that. But in this episode, I wanted to provide an update on an old Porsche that I picked up last year. If you follow the channel, you may have seen it, and it wasn't in a bad state, but it certainly needed a little bit of help, a little bit of attention. And so this episode is going to be a little update on some of the projects I've taken on. So we'll see how it goes. I hope you enjoy it, and please let me know if you do by adding some comments or liking the video. Just helps me understand whether or not this is the type of content y'all like to see. So take a look and enjoy, and I appreciate you watching the video. Thanks, y'all. All right, starting the disassembly here. So I drove it back from Dallas, and it ran great, but there was a little light on it, low RPM, the alternator light. And so I was hoping everything worked out to get it back. But driving around for a couple of days, it actually did, the battery wasn't charging, so it did die. It was easy to get back, you know, just down the road, jump started it, came back. So I've got a new alternator on the way, and so I'm in the process right now of disassembling and taking the alternator out. It's behind this magnesium alloy fan, so I've got to take this out, take this shroud out, and then the alternator's on the back of that. So I'll show that here in a little bit. But so the adventure begins a little bit sooner than what I thought. Not that you can tell, because I neglected to film myself being agitated trying to get this thing out. That's the old one. So that's the old unit. The new one, it's a high-powered one for AC. That's going to be electric AC that I'm going to put in it. There was an AC pump here. I took that out, and so I'm going to put electrical AC in the front. Anyway, the new alternator is in there. You know, nothing really great to see here, but rest assured, I did replace the alternator. I just didn't film it. Right, here's a quick update. So the headlights, these are the original sugar scoop is what they call these. And they're pretty cool in terms of, you know, they look pretty, you know, I guess whatever you want to call it, on point for a 70s era car. But this is a US trim ring, a US kind of headlight design. And so they made a European one, so they were different, slightly different, obviously, in their style. And I really like what that looks like. I think it changes the car a little bit. And so I've opted, I'm not going to leave it with one US, 1 Euro, but I am going to change the other one. So just a quick update. These are the little things that I'm talking about that I'm doing as I go along. So we'll see how it continues to go. So the next thing I'm doing here, as I get this off, is I'm replacing a little bit of busted up body transition. So this piece is all sun warped and rusted, and so in order to get this off, I have to take the bumper off. In order to get the bumper off, I have to take the wheel off in order to get 2 bolts. So it becomes a whole thing. But where's the other piece? Where's the new piece? Oh, the new piece. And that's the new one. Does that look like a $450 piece of rubber? Well, it is. Okay. Now, to figure out how to get to that. Okay, let's look at that video again. All right, there we go. That doesn't look too good, man. Wow. Anybody want an old destroyed piece of plastic. Okay. Let's see. So right here, I'm just making sure that the rust didn't get into the body structure in any way, and that on the fenders, the holes, the screws still worked. They weren't wallered out or anything like that. So just making sure all the bolts and screws and everything still work just fine. Well, that one's still good. Way better. Now what's next is lowering the suspension. So this is a US spec suspension height. The European one is a lot lower. There's just a couple of fingers that'll fit between there instead of a fist. So that'll be the next thing to do. All right, the rear deck had these crazy aftermarket speakers on it. You may have seen that in some of the other videos. That's what they look like. So this rear shelf, that's not normal, or factory, I suppose. Anyway, this is all leather, which is great. But there's holes in it, so I can't really use it. This piece is pretty good. I'll just clean that up. So what I'm doing is separating the two pieces, these little staples in here, a little glue. So I'll separate that, get another shelf, another particle board shelf, buy some leather and use this as the template and redo it. We'll see how I do. All right, so the shelf, this is a new shelf that I got. It's constructed slightly different than the original. The original, they staple this old leather is actually stapled into this backer, and then somehow this is then affixed to the shelf itself through these staples, but then there's no way to put the staples back in here to wrap the leather around it. So anyway, I'm trying to come up with an interesting new way of putting this together without having, obviously, staples showing. So the way that this shelf is going to have to affix to this, because what it's doing is that this is the back seat and that shelf actually stapled onto this. So it was kind of like, you know, even though there's a couple pieces here, it was like one piece when it removed. So what I'm going to do is get the leather wrapped around that, and I'm actually going to drill through both the shelf and this backer, probably right here, and I'm going to put some nice brass snaps. So you barely will even see it, but we'll see if that'll accomplish it, make it a lot easier if I ever need to take it out again as well, and hopefully it'll be pretty clean. We'll see. All right, there she is installed. Forgive the lighting in here, but you know, this is not a professional restoration shop. The sizing of it looks really good. The color matches well, and it looks so much better than those god-awful speakers. The leather tabs, I went ahead and secured those again with a metal backing, so those are not going to pull out. So that back seat is good to go. I'm going to do probably something to the headliner at some point, but not sure when. I'm happy with that for now. And today, I've already disassembled the door, but I'm gonna shoot the rest of the video showing me kind of put it back together. But I'm replacing these, I don't know, probably late 80s, early 90s replacement speakers from Pioneer with some Audio Frog. I'm not looking to put in some sort of crazy system, but there's literally terrible sound. I'd like to have a hands-free, the ability to have a hands-free phone conversation. So some new Audio Frog speakers, recommendation from my buddy Jordan. So we'll see how they sound. He's got a 928, and I'm testing these out, and if they go good, then he'll probably put them in his. But let's get going, see how we do. Okay, let's see how I did on alignment. I've got to clean the existing panel, the handle, everything. I'm going to kind of clean that up, see what it will look like, and get this speaker mounted inside here, and then we'll come back to it. A little steam cleaning goes a long way. I think you can tell. Massively dirty. Y'all, I had no idea I was riding around, well, in 40-year-old filth, I suppose. Steam cleaner to this panel, and it cleaned up way better than I thought it would. So I'll be taking this little portable steam cleaner I have to the entire interior. I was shocked how dirty it was. So I got new ones of these coming, and a new one of this lock tab coming, and lock handle. So this is all I'm going to do for now. Super enjoyable. I'm going to put I'll show you kind of the stereo going in as well, but that's basically it for the sound system. And to kind of finish up this episode, I'll show you the new, I guess, stereo. I'm not a big fan of taking an old classic car, which has these awesome sounds, right? The engine, the road noise, the wind noise from, you know, the sunroof and all these different things. And I'm not a big fan of taking that away from the vehicle, but I did put a different radio system in. You saw the speakers. This is what I put in for the radio itself. The reason I did that is just because it Bluetooths to my phone, and it gives me the ability to have a hands-free phone conversation, which I mentioned. And then I put a little mag charging station on it. So just a couple of updates like that give me a little bit more confidence driving around, because I am going to take this on some road trips. We'll see when that happens. I'm hoping to do it later this year. But so there we go. There's the update up to this point. The next thing is going to be around the back of the car. I'll be doing some engine work and, you know, trying to get away from all of the oil leaks. That is just a part of owning one of these. Oil leaks out of these horizontally opposed engines. So hope you enjoyed the session. Give me some feedback, y'all, and I'll see if this keeps going. Thanks so much. Adios.